the investment. But what we don't want to do is...
Waiting for an appointment for a second planned surgery for 12 months. Morning, Laura.
Morning, Rachel.
Give us an idea of the impact this is having on you, this long wait.
A huge impact. I had one surgery in 2023 and unfortunately my pain, and I was still struggling like very quickly after, so trying to reach back out to GPs and specialists and things like that, it's been very difficult to do.
So the second planned surgery is in the pipeline, is it? That's been confirmed, you just don't know when it's going to happen?
No, it's not even been confirmed yet. So I had an initial appointment to talk about it with an endometriosis specialist, but unfortunately, obviously, the wait lists for surgery are very long, and there is obviously limitations to surgery, such as like BMI and things like that. So they said to me that they'd contact me in 6 months to check that I was ready for surgery. But it's been almost 12 months now, and obviously I'm still suffering with the same pain, and just unable to get through to anyone really.
And when you do try and make progress on this, who do you go to and what kind of obstacles do you come up against?
With endometriosis, it is quite difficult because I do find that GPs are quite limited within the knowledge of endometriosis, hence why you get referred into gynecology or to a specialist. So GPs, my GP will just try and help me with pain management in terms of painkillers and things like that, but there's not really anything else they can do. So for me, it's constantly maybe calling them to say, oh, is there an update, or could you email the secretary, or could I have a blood test or something? But again, it's very hard to get a GP appointment in my area as well. So it's just the case of just waiting really, and hopefully you get a letter come through the post, or like a text message appointment.
But you do get sometimes left with that sense that you've just been forgotten about, that you're lost in the system, and that must be really disheartening.
Yes, no, absolutely. Like I had a letter a few months ago, I think it was like a survey or a questionnaire from the gynecology department asking if I was still interested in having surgery, and I was like, yes, of course, and I've not heard anything else since. So I was hoping in the new year that I'd get like an appointment or something through, but I'm still yet to hear anything.
I'm not entirely clear whether these new expanded surgical hubs, for example, they're talking about whether they'd offer the kind of surgery that you would benefit from. But when you're hearing about the government saying we are committed to bringing down the number of people on waiting lists, we're going to increase the numbers seen in 18 weeks in the next calendar year, does that give you sort of any faith that things might move on a bit?
I think it does and it doesn't. I think the main concerns that I have just from listening to obviously what's been discussed this morning, for instance, like abolishing the follow-up appointments. I think with women with endometriosis, as there's no cure for endometriosis, a lot of women will have surgery. They kind of just get sent on their way. There's no real way of managing it really. So I think that follow-up appointment, it's so crucial because it's so hard to live with that condition in general, even after a surgery. So not having that follow-up appointment or not having that communication with a doctor or a consultant, I think that will be quite damaging for a lot of women out there as well.
Yeah, well, look, I keep my fingers crossed for you. I know how painful it is to live with that condition, so hope that something comes through soon.
Yeah, hopefully too.
All right, take care. Thank you very much for talking to us. That's Laura Potts, has been waiting for, well, any kind of indication that she's in line for another surgery for 12 months now. A couple more texts.